very easy for the industry and for policymakers, national governments across the EU to criticize CMU for the lack of progress that it's made. I would argue that actually it's made a huge amount of progress already. Firstly, in terms of the political agenda, the fact that finance ministries, policymakers, governments across Europe today are talking about capital markets as part of the solution to social and economic challenges that they face is huge progress in and of itself. The second area I think it's made progress is in terms of putting in place the building blocks that we need for the future development of capital markets in Europe. We often compare EU capital markets to the United States, to the UK. These are markets that had a 50, 100-year head start. And we have to be realistic that before we can begin to see really concrete, tangible progress in terms of market outcomes, we have to make sure that we've got those building blocks in place. As we head into the next term of the European Parliament and the European Commission, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of expectation around CMU 3.0, the third version, if you will, of Capital Markets Union. And I think it would be dangerous to place too much expectation on what can be achieved in the next 5 years. On the one hand, we've got a very different geopolitical environment. We've got the Russian invasion of Ukraine. We've got increased geopolitical instability around the world and uncertainty. We've got social issues, cost of living, inflation, challenges in every economy across Europe. That's pushed Capital Markets Union up the political agenda. And it perhaps makes it easier for the industry and for policymakers to draw this sort of clear, concrete link between how we can harness capital markets to help us address those challenges. But I think there's a danger that the Commission and EU authorities try to do too much too soon and perhaps leave the member states a little bit behind. There's a lot more political support at a member state level for Capital Markets Union than there has been, I think, at any time since it was first launched. And I think it's really important in the next 5 to 10 years that we really focus on getting the balance right between what can be achieved at an EU level, top down by EU institutions, and what we need member states to be focusing on at a national level to build capacity in capital markets from the bottom up. And then crucially, how we can get those two working together and not pushing against each other. At a practical level, I think the key theme that I took away from the discussion was the need for more pragmatism. Pragmatism at a national member state level, pragmatism at an EU level, realism about what can and cannot be achieved, and how member states and the Commission need to work together. Perhaps how we need to avoid trying to design the perfect system, the perfect regulatory framework, and trying to do everything at once. Unfortunately, with Capital Markets Union, there isn't a single magic wand that we can wave to make it happen and to make all of these barriers go away. But when I asked the panelists to think about what they would do if they did have that magic wand, we got a pretty clear wish list of a single market supervisor, of auto-enrollment pensions being introduced in every member state that doesn't already have them, that there should be a single pan-European savings investment product that can help convert this huge pool of bank deposits that we have in the EU into more productive investment. And then a very clear message from a very early age and in every country, in every school across the EU to introduce a managed, structured program of financial education, financial literacy, to help people engage with their money and to help people engage with capital markets and their impact on the wider economy.